The day my parents disowned me, it was raining. Not the gentle kind that makes everything smell fresh and clean, but the harsh, bitter type that soaks through your clothes and chills you to the bone. Looking back, it was fitting weather for what was about to happen. I'm Julia. And at 22, I thought I had my whole life figured out. I was wrong about a lot of things, but not about the choice that changed everything. You're keeping it? Mom's voice cracked like she'd been slapped. The pregnancy test sat between us on the kitchen counter like a bomb about to detonate. What about medical school? What about your future? I can do both, I said, my hand instinctively moving to my still flat stomach. Other women manage it. Dad slammed his coffee mug down so hard I jumped. Other women have husbands. Julia. Where's the father? He's not in the picture, I said quietly. And he won't be? Mom's laugh was hollow. Of course he won't be. Because you won't tell us who he is. For all we know, you don't even know. Don't. My voice was sharper than I intended. Don't finish that sentence. This isn't how we raised you, Dad said, pacing the kitchen like a caged animal. This isn't what we sacrificed everything for. Coming to this country, working ourselves to the bone just so you could throw it all away. I'm not throwing anything away, I insisted. I can still be a doctor. No, Mom cut in. You can't, not like this. Not alone. The silence that followed was deafening. I watched their faces I'd known and loved my whole life, transform into masks of disappointment and disgust. There's a solution, Dad said finally. A simple one. Then you can continue with your life as planned. I knew what he meant. My hand pressed harder against my stomach. No. Then you leave us no choice. Mom's voice was ice. If you insist on ruining your life, you won't do it under our roof. You won't do it with our support. You're throwing me out? The words felt foreign in my mouth. You're choosing to leave, Dad corrected, by choosing this mistake over your family. 8 years later, I still remember every detail of that day. The way the rain drummed against the windows. The smell of Dad's coffee going cold. The sound of my footsteps on the stairs as I packed what I could carry. My friend Penelope took me in that first night. She was already a single mom herself, struggling but surviving. They'll come around, she said, holding me while I cried. Once they meet their grandchild, they'll change their minds. They didn't. Walker was born on a Tuesday morning, all red-faced and perfect. I sent them pictures. They went unopened. I sent birthday cards, Christmas cards, updates about his first steps, his first words. Nothing. I finished medical school somehow, between student loans, part-time jobs, and endless nights studying while Walker slept. I made it work. Not the way I planned, but I made it work. Mommy, look! Walker's voice snapped me back to the present. He was waving a drawing from his art class, bright colors and crooked lines. It's us. I smiled at the stick figures, one tall, one small, holding hands. No empty spaces where grandparents should be. It's beautiful, baby. Pinned it to our cramped fridge next to his perfect spelling test. Can we have pizza tonight? Not tonight, sweetie. Remember, we're being careful with money this month. Heating bill, residency salary. It only stretched so far. That's okay. I like your spaghetti better anyway. I hugged him tight, breathing in crayons and playground dirt, the smell of my whole world. Sometimes I wondered if my parents knew what they were missing. This beautiful, kind, brilliant little boy who made every struggle worth it. That evening, while Walker did homework, I cleaned out my old winter coat pockets before donating it. My fingers brushed a forgotten lottery ticket. Almost tossed it, but Walker looked up and smiled. That same smile that carried me through every sleepless night and empty bank account, why not check? What's the worst that could happen? I had no idea that simple decision would change everything again. Mom? Why are you staring at your phone like that? Walker's voice felt miles away. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. The numbers on my screen matched the ticket in my hand. Baby. Go get Aunt Penelope. Right now. He ran, no questions asked. Penelope burst in still in her nursing scrubs. Julia, what's wrong? I handed her the phone and ticket. She looked twice. 3 times. Then her eyes widened. Holy... She covered her mouth, glancing at Walker. Is this real? I don't know. I can't think straight. 47 million, Penelope whispered. After taxes. You're still looking at over $20 million. Walker tugged my sleeve. Are we rich now, Mommy? I pulled him into my lap, hands shaking. I don't know yet, sweetie. We need to make sure it's real first. The lottery office confirmed it. They connected me with a financial advisor, Alec. Calm voice, steady presence. First thing you do is tell absolutely no one, he warned. Not coworkers, not neighbors. What about my family? I laughed bitterly. Never mind. They haven't spoken to me in 8 years. They might now, he said gently. Money brings people out of the woodwork. He was right. The next day, my phone rang. Unfamiliar number. Julia, sweetheart, my mother's voice, and my stomach clenched. We saw you on the news. Did you? We've been thinking about you. About Walker. We miss you both so much. 8 years. 8 years of silence. Now they missed us. We were wrong, she rushed. We know that now. Your father and I, we've changed. We want to make things right. I remembered every night I cried myself to sleep, every doctor's visit I went to alone, every holiday card returned unopened. I'll think about it. Please do, sweetheart. We love you. We always have. Penelope stood in my doorway. You okay? I covered the phone. It's my mother. Her face hardened. She'd seen all of it. Every tear, every struggle, every absence that should have been love. Penelope's expression hardened. She knew everything they put me through. She was there for every tear, every struggle, every moment they should have been. We'd love to see you, Mom was saying. And Walker. Your father's already talking about making up for lost time. We could have dinner this weekend. I'll think about it, I said finally. Please do, sweetheart. We love you. We always have. After I hung up, Penelope handed me coffee. You're not seriously considering it. Right? I don't know. Part of me wants to believe they've changed. And the other part wants to tell them exactly where they can shove their sudden love. Walker came home from school, bursting with energy. Mom! Did you tell Grandma and Grandpa about the money? Can they come visit now? My heart cracked a little. Of course he wanted grandparents. What child wouldn't? How about we focus on our plans first? Remember, a house with a backyard and a dog. That's right. And you staying in your same school with all your friends. Later that night, after he fell asleep, I sat with Alec's business card in one hand and my phone in the other. My mother had already called 3 more times. Whatever you're thinking, Penelope said, remember who held you during the scary nights? Who helped you study? Who was there when Walker had pneumonia? Me, not them. My phone buzzed. A text from Dad. We should discuss your future plans. I know some excellent investment advisors, I showed Penelope. She snorted. Of course he does. I think I will meet them, I said softly, not to reconcile. I want to see their faces when they try to manipulate their way back into my life. I want to see their plan. And then, I looked at Walker's drawing on the fridge, and then, I'll make them regret pretending we didn't exist. The restaurant they chose was fancy. Crystal glasses, white tablecloths. I wore jeans. And a sweater. My mother's smile faltered when she saw me. Julia, darling. You look healthy. Where's Walker? We were hoping he's with Penelope. I wanted to talk to you both first. That woman, Mom muttered, then plastered a smile back on. I mean, it's wonderful you have friends. A waiter appeared. They ordered wine. I ordered coffee. Dad leaned in. We've been doing a lot of thinking about the past. About mistakes made on all sides. On all sides? I cut in. What mistake did I make? Having a baby? Raising him alone? Succeeding without you? Now, Julia, sorry I'm late. A man in an expensive suit slid into the empty chair. Xerxes, Dad said. Our lawyer. My stomach sank. You brought a lawyer? Just to help facilitate? He began smoothly. He pulled out a folder. Documents. Plans. Your parents want to help reunify the family. We can create a trust, a family business, investment properties. Stop. My voice was low, but it cut through everything. They froze. Did they tell you how they kicked me out when I was pregnant? How they ignored every photo? Every birthday? Every plea for 8 years? Xerxes shifted. We apologized. Mom rushed. We want to make it right. By bringing a lawyer and business plans and a trust fund for my money? Dad slammed his palm on the table. We were trying to build bridges. I walked out into the cool air and dialed Penelope. Contact Valerie at Social Services. Tell her Operation Karma is a go. You sure? I thought of the bathroom conversation, the unopened baby pictures, the silence, the audacity now. Oh, I'm sure. A charity for single mothers? Valerie leaned forward, eyes shining. And you want to start with a $10 million endowment? Initially, I nodded. We'll expand based on need. This could change lives, she breathed. Penelope squeezed my arm proudly. Tell her the best part. We're announcing it next Friday, at the gathering, with my parents present. Valerie blinked. That's deliciously petty. I'm in. While we planned, my phone buzzed nonstop. Texts from Mom. We found a great real estate project. Dad? Knows someone in banking. We should meet tomorrow. They're love-bombing you, Penelope said. I know. I showed her another message. Time-sensitive investment opportunity. Call us. Desperate. How much have you told them? Nothing. Let them imagine. Back home, Walker colored at the table. Mom? Grandma wants to buy me a gaming system. Should I say yes? No, sweetheart. Sometimes people act nice because they want something. Like Tommy shares snacks only when he wants my Pokemon cards? Exactly like that. Alec came by to finalize paperwork. The anonymous donation has been processed, he said. It'll hit the news tomorrow. My parents will know, I whispered. Yes, they will. You ready? Before I could answer, my phone rang. Mom, Julia, did you see the news? Someone donated $10 million to help people like you used to be. I kept my voice calm. Wonderful news for struggling families. But darling, imagine investing it instead. I corrected quietly. We never discussed anything. I hung up. Alec raised an eyebrow. Penelope grinned. Game on. Alec raised an eyebrow. Penelope grinned. Game on. The interview aired Thursday morning. By Thursday afternoon, my parents had called 17 times. You looked beautiful on TV, Mom gushed when I finally picked up, though perhaps a bit casual for such an important announcement. Did you hear what I said about why I started the foundation? Oh, yes, very noble. But darling, announcing it without consulting us first? Why would I consult you? A pause. Thick. Uncomfortable. Well, we're family. And with our business experience, are you coming tomorrow? Of course. Your father's bringing proposals. Great. See you then. The gathering was at a newly renovated community center. The first project my foundation funded. People arriving. Reporters. Social workers. Single moms with kids running around. Penelope organizing volunteers. Valerie checking guest lists. Then my parents walked in and froze. Julia? What? Is all this? We thought this was a private family meeting. Dad hissed. Did you funny? I don't recall ever saying that. Ladies and gentlemen, the director announced, please welcome Dr. Julia, founder of the Breaking Cycles Foundation. Applause. Loud. Warm. I stepped forward. 8 years ago, I was disowned by my family for choosing to be a single mother. A gasp rippled through the crowd. My parents stiffened. I was told I had ruined my life, that I would fail, that I wasn't worthy of support, love, or respect. I paused, looking right at them. They were wrong. Dad tried to stand. Xerxes grabbed his sleeve. Today, I am a doctor, a mother, a provider, and today, I use every dollar I won to ensure no other parent faces what I faced. Thunderous applause. We will provide housing, childcare support, education, and most importantly, a community. Because single parents aren't broken. We are powerful. Another wave of applause. And to begin our mission, here are our first 10 housing grant recipients. A line of parents stood, some with babies in arms, some holding toddlers' hands, all teary-eyed, all clapped for like heroes. My mother's hand trembled. My father's jaw clenched so tight it shook. Any questions? I asked the room. A reporter raised her hand. Your parents are here today. How do they feel about your foundation and your story? I smiled. Why don't we ask them? All eyes turned. Dad shot to his feet. This is ridiculous. You are humiliating us. Your mother and I came to talk about business, to discuss controlling my money, I corrected. He flushed red. We were protecting you. No, you were protecting your image, your traditional values, your control, and now you're here for my money, not me, not my son. Mom burst into tears. Dramatic. Perfect timing. How can you say that? We love you. Parents don't abandon their children, Penelope said suddenly, stepping forward. Parents don't show up with lawyers after a lottery win. Parents don't ignore their grandson for 8 years. Reporters scribbled furiously. Security, I said calmly. Please escort them out if they can't behave. Dad lost it. You ungrateful. Bleep. Do you know who I am? I will ruin. Security moved in. As they pulled him away, I spoke again. My only mistake was spending 8 years wishing you'd love me more than your pride. The event continued. I hugged mothers. I shook hands with donors. Walker laughed with new friends. A community was forming in real time. My phone buzzed. Xerxes, your parents want to talk. We need damage control. I typed back, there is no damage. There is truth. Blocked him. The next morning, my mother showed up at my apartment unannounced. Before you shut the door, she said quickly, I came alone. He doesn't know I'm here. Does that matter? Inside, she perched stiffly on my couch, eyes scanning my modest place. You could live somewhere nicer now. We're moving next month, close to Walker's school. I handed her coffee. She didn't touch it. What you did yesterday? The publicity? Do you have any idea what this will do to our reputation? Your reputation? I laughed softly. That's what you're worried about? People are talking, Julia. The country club. The church. Is Grandma crying? Walker appeared, backpack on. Mom startled, like she forgot I had a child. Walker, sweetie, I brought you something. No thanks. Mom says not to take gifts from people who are only nice when it's convenient. Her face cracked. I'm your grandmother, are you? Walker asked softly. Because Tommy's grandma goes to his baseball games. You just came when Mom got money. I swallowed hard. Proud. Destroyed. Time for school, buddy. He waved, then left with Penelope's neighbor. Silence. You turned him. Backstage, everything felt surreal. Camera lights still burned in my vision. Applause still echoed in my bones. Penelope was wiping tears. Valerie was texting like a madwoman. Donations, media requests flooding in. Maria and Rebecca hugged me. We did it. We really did it. Security radioed that my parents had been escorted out of the building. For once, I didn't feel fear. I felt free. Later at home, we celebrated with pizza on the living room floor. Kids running around. Parents laughing and crying. Paint chips on hands from working on the new community center. My phone buzzed again. Xerxes. Your parents want to make a deal. Blocked. Again. A week later, moving day, our new home. 4 bedrooms, big yard, good school district. Nothing flashy, just safe, warm. Ours. Paid in full. Penelope carried in a box labeled kitchen. Maria and Sarah brought groceries. Rebecca arrived with a toolbox. Kids tumbling behind her. Walker ran in circles, yelling about the treehouse in the backyard. Mom! A treehouse. We can have homework club up there. Homework club. My heart melted. This house wasn't a mansion. It wasn't status. It was peace. It was home. Mail was already piling inside. Penelope sorted it, bills, congrats cards. And her face shifted. 1 envelope. Expensive paper. Gold embossed seal. Your parents' lawyer. I took it. Looked at it. Didn't open it. Pinned it to the bulletin board instead. Next to the foundation plans. Not today. Today was for painting walls and ordering way too much pizza. Today was for laughing. For breathing, for freedom. In the kitchen, Maria whispered to me, do you think they'll stop? No, people like that don't stop. Not on their own, she nodded sadly. I'll help however you need. We all will, I squeezed her hand. Thank you. Doorbell. Tommy's mom, Janet, holding a crumpled eviction notice. Eyes red, voice shaking. I'm sorry to come today. I didn't know where else to go. Her voice cracked. Tommy's dad stopped paying support and, "Say no more," I whispered. "Maria, check if Unit 3B is open." "On it." Penelope hugged Janet. Rebecca dried her tears and grabbed paperwork. Within an hour, approved housing, stability, hope. Tommy and Walker were in the backyard building secret spy headquarters under the treehouse. Janet sobbed into my arms. "This isn't charity. This is life-saving." "No," I whispered. "This is family. Paint day. Kids screaming happily. Parents singing along to old songs. Pizza boxes stacking up." We wrote names on walls before painting them over, a ritual Penelope insisted on. Julia and Walker, new beginning. Penelope plus Malachi, Maria plus Sophia plus Mateo, Rebecca plus Aria, Janit plus Tommy foundations laid in love and chaos. Real family values. Late night. Everyone gone. Walker asleep in his new room, paint on his cheek. I sat alone with the lawyer letter, opened it. "They will publicly apologize if I divert foundation funds into a family-managed trust. They want board seats. They want control. They would forgive me if I gave them power." I laughed, tired, disbelief and disgust mixing in my chest. Forgive me? For surviving without them? For succeeding? For choosing my son over shame? I tore the letter into tiny pieces and dropped them into the recycling bin. Doorbell again. My mother stood outside. No makeup, no armor, just a small photo album and shaking hands. "Before you close the door," she whispered, "I came alone." "Why?" She held out the album, pictures of you. From before. Walker might want to know what his mother was like as a child. I took it. "Didn't invite her in, that's all?" "No, I watched you through the window today. All those people, they love you." She swallowed hard. "You're a better mother than I ever was." I breathed in quietly. Love. Real love doesn't come with conditions. Her chin trembled. "I know that now," she left. This time, she didn't slam anything. She just walked away slowly, a person carrying her consequences. I sat on the porch swing, opened the album. Pictures of a little girl smiling, full of hope and imagination. Walker padded out sleepily,